One of the most powerful features inside of the Headrush MX5 is the ability to create scenes within your rigs. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to set it up and what you can accomplish with it. Hey there, I'm Scott at the Pedal Guy. How you doing? We're all about pedal demos, pedal knowledge, and pedal sales. I love pedals, and so do you. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up scenes within the Headrush MX5. But before we get to it, if this is your first visit to my channel, take a second, click on that subscribe button down there, give me a thumbs up, help my video rank in the YouTube algorithm so I can make more content for you. Now, let's get to the scenes. Simply put, a scene is a variation within a rig. And this variation can include turning on specific modules, amps, effects, whatever you'd like to within a rig. You can also select different presets within a rig, and you can save all those variations as a scene. And each one of the rigs inside of the MX5 can have 3 scenes. So literally you can have 3 variations within a single rig. It's a really powerful solution, especially if you're playing live and you want to go very quickly from, say, verse to chorus to soloing to whatever you want to do. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up right now. Let's quickly zoom in and give you a better vantage point before we start creating scenes. Let's quickly go over the signal path here in this rig. We have a dyne comp going to a parametric EQ, going to a clon overdrive, then going to a volume pedal. We then have 2 instances of the orange amp, which are called the tangerine amp, inside of the Headrush. And this is channel 1 and channel 2. Meaning that you have a clean channel and a dirty channel, which will all make sense when we start working with scenes. We have the matching cabinet. We have the chord whammy, which is a really cool effect if you haven't tried it yet. We also have a delay and a reverb. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create 3 different scenes that'll be mapped out to these 3 foot switches. So in essence, you're creating 3 variations within a single rig. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to get into the hardware assign screen. To do that, go to the upper right corner where the 3 dots are. Select hardware assign, and voila, there you are. Now, as a quick reminder, this is where you can map out all of the effects and the amps and all the great stuff of the MX5 to these 3 foot switches. However, what we're going to do is we're going to turn these into scenes. To do that, just simply go to where it says toggle, tap it, and now it becomes a scene. Same thing goes for the 3rd foot switch and the 1st foot switch. And you can see by default, they're all color-coded green. So we want to change that right off the bat. To do that, I'm going to hit the edit button on the 1st foot switch, and I'm going to select a different color. I'm going to go back. I'm going to keep the 2nd one green, but I'm going to go to the 3rd one, and let's go ahead and select blue. Okay, so now we have 3 different colors, and be sure to save your work as you go through it. And next, what we're going to do is we're going to set up the scenes. Now, one thing you're going to want to do is probably rename these scenes as well. I forgot to mention that. To do that, just tap where it says scene, and type in whatever you want it to be. In this case, I'm going to call it clean. And there you go. So that'll make it a little easier for you to identify the scenes as you start configuring them. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and configure our first scene. To do this, I'm going to tap on the edit button there on the first scene, which is the clean scene. And this will give me the edit window. Let me take you through what this means, okay? So there's not too much to understand here, but it's pretty straightforward. Each module has 2 options per module. One option is the bottom row, which is the ability to change the preset. So literally you could have the same effect and you could have 3 different presets activated, given in one, across 3 scenes. So for example, over here with the clon drive, you could actually have it go and scene 1 could be light, scene 2 could be dirty, and scene 3 could be heavy. The other option at the top is the status, where right now it's set currently to no change, but I can change that to on or I can change that to off, and that will specify what happens to this scene when I select it. Now in this case here, I want the dyne comp and the parametric EQ on at all times, but I don't, because this is the clean scene, I don't want the clon overdrive on at all. So I'm going to turn that off. I want the volume to be on at all times. I want the 1st amp to be on. I do not want the 2nd amp to be on. I want that to be turned off because remember, that's the dirty amp. I'm also going to turn the chord whammy off as well. And I've got the air delay and the reverb. I'm going to keep those exactly where they are, and the same thing goes for the cab. At that point now, I have created my first scene, so make sure that you save, of course. And what I'll do is I'll create 2 more scenes and then show you what I did with them. Now let me take you through what I've done for scene 2 and scene 3. If we go to scene 2, you can see it's called Gritty. So what I've done here is I have turned on the clone drive. The chord whammy is still off, but you can see now that I've turned on amp 2 and I've turned off amp 1. So now I'm going to the dirty channel of the Tangerine, and I have the clone drive on with the dirty preset. If I go out and then go to the next one here, which is called Wild, because I wanted to just kind of throw everything against the wall, I turned the clone drive, I kept the clone drive on, but I made sure that the heavy preset was turned on. And that's going to give me a totally different sound. I've got the amp 2 is still on, and now I've turned the chord whammy on. So at this point, I've created 3 scenes. If I go out back to the top level, you can now see clean, dirty, clean, gritty, and wild, which you can select by either using the touch screen, or you can use the corresponding foot switches as well. But at this point, let's have a listen to what these 3 scenes sound like. Well, that wraps up this video on creating scenes within the MX5. I hope you found this helpful. Now, I am creating a lot of MX5 content right now, but if there's a particular topic that you'd like to see me cover with the Headrush MX5, use the comment section below and let me know, and have a good one. Well, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any further questions, be sure to visit us at thepedalguy.com. But in the meantime, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and also be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for weekly videos and tutorials. Thanks for stopping by here at thepedalguy.com, where I love pedals and so do you.